Hey guys, what's going on? James here. In this video today, we're going to be taking a look at Chad Reuter's 4-round mock draft and what players the Tampa Bay Buccaneers took in this 4-round mock draft. So let's just go ahead and dive right into it here with our reactions, starting off in round number 1. Now we're going to go all the way down to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers pick at number 19. Let me go ahead and zoom in here so we've got a little bit of a better look at what we're looking at. By the way, Jackson Dart at number 7 to the Jets is crazy work. I mean, absolutely crazy work. But we're going to go all the way down here to number 19, where the Buccaneers are going to take Shamar Stewart, edge defender, out of Texas A&M. Now, I already talked about Shamar Stewart in a previous video. I do want to go ahead and see if I can pull up his Pro Football Focus page just so we can get a better idea of who the Buccaneers are taking in this mock draft. But Shamar Stewart goes here at pick number 19. Of course, Mikael Williams is off the board at pick 17, edge defender out of Georgia. You've also got Jahad Campbell going to the Falcons at number 15. I would cry if that happened. But there were still some good edge defenders on the board, which is interesting to me. So Donovan Ezeraku goes to the Chargers at 22. You've also got a guy like Azareye'h Thomas going to the Bills at 24. But Mike Green all the way at pick number 29. I feel like the Buccaneers would take Mike Green at pick 19 if he is there over possibly a guy like Shamar Stewart, but maybe not. Let's go ahead and check in on Shamar Stewart. He's the 27th ranked player. I think we have talked about him. A very elite run defensive type of edge defender, 6'6", 290 pounds. Big defensive guy, right? His pass rushing grades leave a little bit to be desired, but also his run stop rate is actually lower than you would think for a guy who has an elite level run defense grade. So, I mean, this is an okay pick at pick number 19, but given who was still on the board, I mean, guys like, again, Donovan Ezeraku, I'd probably take him over Shamar Stewart, in my opinion. I would certainly take Mike Green over a Shamar Stewart as well. So, yeah, even Malachi Starks, I think, may be some type of option somewhere down the line, pick number 19. But let's see what the Buccaneers do in round number 2. Let's go down the list here. You've got JTT going to the Bears at pick 39. The Bucs aren't going to be taking a edge defender, considering they already addressed that here in round number 1. Where is their pick? Here we go, pick number 53. They go with Siobhan Revel Jr. out of Eastern Carolina. Now, that's very interesting because this is actually a guy that some Bucs fans, some media outlets have been clamoring for as a possibility in round number 1 at pick number 19. 6'3", 193 pounds. We've talked about him a lot. He didn't play a lot in 2024. He only played in a couple of games due to injury. Played only 3 games. I believe he's coming off of a torn ACL. He is. He tore his ACL in the 3rd game. So that's notable. That is interesting, but I would certainly like Siobhan Revel in the 2nd round if he is there, especially if you do address that edge defender in round number 1. I think he's a guy that you can have as your 3rd outside cornerback behind Zion McCollum and Jamel Dean, and I think he could be very solid in that role. Could get him up to speed at the NFL level, possibly continue to recover from that torn ACL as well. I like this. Nick Scorton, by the way, being there, you know, I mean, heck, he's a guy who maybe the Buccaneers could consider in round 1. I like Nick Scorton a good bit. Now let's go to round number 3. So the Buccaneers have addressed edge rusher in round 1 here, cornerback in round 2. I am not as high on their 1st round pick. I like their 2nd round pick, but what about round number 3? They are going to go with Lathan Ransom, safety out of Ohio State. Now that's interesting because, one, I've said this so many times here on the channel, but I'll say it again. The Bucs don't draft Ohio State players. Jason Light has never drafted an Ohio State player. Heck, I don't even know if he's ever signed an Ohio State player during his tenure as general manager of the Bucs. Like, maybe Jarrett Stearns, I think, was the only Ohio State player Jason Light has ever added. I mean, ever, guys. So Lathan Ransom is an interesting pick here, but an elite run defender. I mean, an elite run defender. The missed tackle rate is a bit high, in my opinion, is a little bit high there. And his coverage grades are okay. They're fine. He does have, let's see if he has good size, 6'1", 210 pounds, not bad at all, right? And of course, he did just win a national championship at Ohio State, comes out of a great organization. The elite run defense is a positive thing. It seems like that's something Reuter has really focused on, is the run defense of the Bucs here and picking guys that do fit that mold. I probably would have gone inside linebacker here in round number 3. Maybe he addresses that in round number 4. But the one thing, and look, Ransom does have experience playing in the box and playing deep safety as well. That's a good thing. I think that could help out the Buccaneers linebacker situation, but the Bucs don't draft Ohio State players. So a bit short-sighted there, in my opinion, in terms of what the Buccaneers, or a bit misguided in terms of what the Buccaneers do in the NFL draft. But let's see what they do in round number 4. Let's take a look here. They actually go offensive guard. They go with Wyatt Millam out of West Virginia. Now, I'm a big WVU guy. They're one of my favorite colleges that I like to watch play, them and Maryland. But to go guard here in round 4 is interesting. Now, Wyatt Millam's a very good guard, apparently. I mean, 6'6", 317 pounds. This dude has played a lot in college football. I mean, he's been a starter 3 years at college football. Played a lot of left tackle, though. Played a lot of left tackles. So I'm curious to see what the end goal is for this pick in terms of Wyatt Millam here. The dude's fantastic. I mean, absolutely fantastic in terms of his overall grades. Elite run blocker, elite pass blocker, elite zone guy. Not as good in terms of gap, but a true pass set block elite as well. This dude would be a fantastic pick in the 4th round just in terms of overall value. You do worry about him playing at WVU. He didn't necessarily have to play against the toughest schools in the nation. Some fine schools, all things considered, and he is coming out of a great organization like WVU. But the Bucs did just sign Graham Barton. They did just sign Ben Bredesen to a 3-year deal. Where does he figure into this equation? Is he eventually going to start at right tackle if Luke Gedeke leaves in free agency? I don't know. I don't hate the pick in a vacuum, so to speak, but the Bucs didn't take an inside linebacker in any of the 4 rounds. That's something I probably would have changed. I would have probably taken a linebacker in round number 3 rather than the selection that was made there in terms of Lathan Ransom. I mean, let's see. Was there any linebackers available? Jeffrey Boss out of Oregon? Maybe Chandler Martin out of Memphis? I mean, let's take a look at Chandler Martin real quick before I peace out of here. I'm curious about Mr. Chandler Martin. Apparently, we can't find anything on Chandler Martin. Hello, paging Chandler Martin? He's just not here. Okay, does he go by a different name? I don't know. Let's just look up Chandler and see if he shows up. He does not. Am I spelling the name right? I think I am, chat. I think I am. Okay. Apparently Chandler Martin just doesn't exist on Pro Football Focus's big board here of players. So that is what it is. But also Deontay Walker, Deion Walker. Come on now. I mean, I'd be interested in Deion Walker. He'd be an interesting player to see in that mix. Is a 6'6", 345. Hey, I'd continue to invest in defense, but I would not be going with a guy like Lathan Ransom. That's kind of the one pick where I'm like, probably would have taken a linebacker there, although it seems like there's not a ton of linebackers available at that selection. So this is a bit of a mixed bag of a mock draft, in my opinion. Round 1, I don't love it. I don't love that pick. I would have went with a Mike Green because he was available according to that mock draft. I would have certainly went with a Mike Green over a Shamar Stewart. I would have even went with a Donovan Izaraku over a Shamar Stewart. So don't necessarily love that first round selection. Second round, I'm cool with it. I'm happy with what the Buccaneers got there in Siobhan Revel in round number 2. Sounds good to me. I don't mind them getting a cornerback in round number 2. Round number 3, don't like it either in terms of just positional, in terms of what the Buccaneers need. I think that they are going to be playing Tyke Smith more at safety. And then round number 4, I think they could have went with a linebacker there in round number 4. I mean, like, I don't dislike Wyatt Millam in like a vacuum, but you could have gotten somebody else. Ty Felton going in round number 4 is crazy. I mean, you know, maybe they could have won. I mean, there's not even a ton of linebackers available though, so I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that was what the Buccaneers. That's the hand they were dealt, right? But I wonder what the long term goal would have been with Wyatt Millum. But what do you guys think about this Shad Reuter mock draft? Let me know your thoughts and opinions about it down in the comments section below. I'd love to hear it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. As always, guys, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now and go Bucs.